Hi, my name is Austin Smith. I'm the instructor of OBOE here at the University of Mississippi. Today I'm making this video for you for the Year B ASBDA Middle School All-State Etudes. This video is going to be about the etude marked Moderato on page 34, so number 17 in the Rubank Advanced Method Volume 1. So the first thing I would recommend for this etude is to practice it with a metronome. If you'll notice, if you look through, you have lots of different rhythms. You have half notes, eighth notes, quarter notes, dotted eighth, 16th note rhythms. There's a triplet in here. So there's a lot of different rhythms you want to make sure that you get right. And I think the first way to do that is to make sure that it lines up with a metronome. So practice with a metronome. The other thing I would really recommend is just kind of making sure that you're doing the right articulations. So you'll notice with this etude, there are a lot of slurs in this etude. I would probably consider it a more lyrical etude, meaning it's supposed to sound, more on the slow side, more on the pretty side even, as opposed to a technical etude. But there are lots of slurs here, not a lot of tonguing. So just keep that in mind when you're playing through it. Another thing I would really recommend is, I would much rather hear this etude played slightly under tempo and really, really clean than played at the tempo that it's asked and played messy. So on the sheet, it's marked at quarter note equals 112. And I think if you're having some difficulty getting it up to that tempo, I would much rather hear it a little bit slower and much more accurate. And I think that probably the judges would too for the All-State auditions. I would much rather hear it a little bit slower and more accurate. And really the way to do that is, again, to just kind of work through it with a metronome. The last thing I wanted to mention before I play it is just remember, so there are two repeat signs in this piece, one right in the middle and then one right at the end. So just make sure, and if they ask you to play the repeats in the audition, just remember that they are in fact there. Okay, so I'm going to play through this piece, Moderato, on page 34, number 17 in the Rubank Advanced Method, number 1. So that was Moderato in the Rubank Method, Volume 1. So the last thing I'll mention is if you have any questions about these etudes, you can find my contact information on our university website, on the music department website, music.oldmiss.edu. Thank you so much.